Hello, Bradley Bear. Welcome back to another virtual guidance lesson with Miss Wright. I'm so excited. It is our third week, and guess what? Our goal and our objectives this week is all about motivation. And I really like it because the first week was about change. Second week was about conflict resolution, right? Because people getting on our nerves. So now that we know how to talk to other people without hurting them or saying bad things to them, we know what to do. And so this week, it is all about motivating ourselves, persevering, which is our character trait. So if you look, our new lesson is called Talk is Cheap. Talk is cheap. It is all about how do we make a goal, and not only make a goal, but actually follow through with plans to achieve that goal. So, how many of you have ever heard of the story about the tortoise and the hare? Okay, I'm pretty sure your parents have heard about it. It's an old fable, and we know about these two characters very well, but I'm going to refresh your memory. So we're actually going to watch a video story about these two characters, and I really want you to think about the goals that they have in mind, and what plans and what strategies did they use to obtain their goals, and if it was good or if it was bad. Okay, because I like the saying, talk is cheap. Everyone always says that they're going to do something, but do they really do it? Do they put plans and strategies and things in place in order to achieve that goal? Okay, so we're going to watch the video shortly. Get my screen ready for you.
One day, the hare and the tortoise decided to have a race. The hare was making fun of the tortoise. He said,
"You are so slow. It will take you days to reach anywhere."
"Is that so, you arrogant hare? Let's have a race and see who is faster."
The angry tortoise decided to challenge the hare and teach him a lesson. The hare was amused and looked at the whole thing as a joke. They decided on the racing path and chose the fox as the umpire. The rivals started as expected. The speedy hare soon left the tortoise far behind. Having reached halfway, the hare decided to take a break.
"What a lovely summer day it is. I will eat some grass and rest before I restart the race."
So he began to nibble on the green grass of the meadows. Soon after, he decided to take a nap. He thought,
"Even if the tortoise passes me, I will overtake him and reach the finish line. There's nothing to worry about with this slow tortoise."
The tortoise plodded on, unwavering, unhesitating, towards his goal in his resolve to beat the hare. The hare, in the meantime, had overslept. When he awoke, he realized that the tortoise had overtaken him by quite a distance. He cursed and ran as fast as he could. When he reached the finish line, the tortoise was already there, waiting for the hare's late arrival. The hare learned his lesson. Never make fun of anyone's weakness. Pride and arrogance will always lead to your downfall. The hare accepted his defeat graciously and apologized to the tortoise for his rude behavior.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. So I would say, boys and girls, as Miss Wright gets out of this, is that I think that hare sure did learn a valuable lesson. And I know that you guys are saying that, yes, Miss Wright, that hare did learn a valuable lesson. I don't think it's wise to make fun of other people, maybe because their ability may be not as fast or not as quick as yours, because everyone has a way. And so let's do some reflection, okay? Everybody say reflect. Reflect. All right. So here's a question for you. Let's think about this together while you're watching this, right? Because you know if Miss Wright was in front of you, you'd be writing this stuff on the board. But actually, let's just have a conversation or have a conversation with your family. So what was the goal of the tortoise in the story? What do you think the goal was? Okay. If you're sitting thinking right, I would say the goal of the tortoise was to win. I think when the writer, or should I say narrator, was telling us the story of the fable and the way that the character was portrayed and the way that the tortoise looked, he looked determined. He wanted to win the race. So then I asked you, what was the goal of the hare? The hare wanted to win the race. I would say both of them, right? Thumbs up? Yeah, I think both of them. Okay. All right, let's think about the next question. Why do you think the tortoise accomplished his goal and the hare did not? So really think about that. And I know some of y'all are probably just like, duh, Miss Wright, because the hare went to sleep. The hare did go to sleep. But think about it more on a second grade level or maybe going to third grade. Why did the tortoise accomplish his goal? Okay, I'm thinking the tortoise accomplished his goal is because he kept pushing. He didn't stop. He stayed motivated. I think the hare didn't because he actually got a little lazy. I want to also say he got so full of himself. He just thought like, I'm just going to do this. And he didn't put any action or plan to his movements. I mean, he actually even took a break and was like, whatever, Let's see. Do you think the hare had a plan to win the race? I even said that. Do you really think that the hare had a plan to win the race? Think about it. Did he have an actual full out, like, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and then he was able to carry that out? I don't think so. Do you think he practiced for the race? No, not at all. I mean, think about it. Think about when he was first starting the race and he got so excited, like, I'm going to beat this, and just no plan, no nothing. It was just all about, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to win this race because I'm the fastest, and all these thoughts he had in his mind. But there wasn't any proof or any evidence to show that he really practiced for it or he was even yet ready for it. All right. So then the next question we have, do you think the tortoise had a plan for the race? I think so. And what do we think his plan was? I'll give you time to think about that for a couple of seconds. Do you think the tortoise had a plan? I think so. I think the tortoise knew exactly who he is, right? And I think because the tortoise knows, like, I'm probably not as fast as you, but I know that I can still do my best and help to motivate myself by having a plan in place to get things done and to get to the finish line, right? Because all you hear is the hare, but I think that the tortoise was like, you know what? There's some things that I can still do that's going to help me. So I really do think that he had a plan in place. All right. So if we're just like the tortoise, right? If we're just like the tortoise, I want you to reflect on something big, right? If you were planning on winning a race, what would your plan be? And how would you plan to accomplish your goal of winning the race? If you were planning on winning a race, what would you do? What would your plan be? How would you prep yourself in order to get ready? I love this story because I like to think about even our famous athletes, the time that they put in and the time that they spend in preparing. We see a lot of, championship players. Even think about the Olympics, even though they were canceled this year. Like, people have been practicing all year long with this whole goal in mind of accomplishing their dreams and accomplishing these races. So I'm going to ask that for you. If you were planning, what would your plan be and how would you plan to accomplish your goal of winning the race? Okay. So if you got that, okay, let's do some brainstorming. If you don't worry about it. That's why you're doing it with Ms. Wright. So in order to have a plan, you have to think. You have to slow down. And I think that's the part that we sometimes feel so uncomfortable with because we're just like, boom, I just want to do it and get it over with. Even when you're playing your video game, sometimes just stop and actually have some type of plan before you just start something. So one of the things that I noticed in the Fable movie was the tortoise. The reason why he was so well and the type of plan that he had is he had confidence. It's that emotion. He had confidence. He believed in himself. Remember, I even said on my words of wisdom, if you watch the other video for this week, it's all about the self-talk that you give to yourself. I told 3rd and 4th grade, it's all about the self-talk that you give to yourself. If you say, I can't do it, this is horrible, I'm a horrible student, I'm a fail, then guess what? You're setting yourself up for that time for you to fail. But if you say, hey, I can do this, I'm going to do it the best way that I can, oh yeah, you can go pretty far. Another thing is the tortoise didn't give up. Nobody said the tortoise speed through. He didn't have the same speed as the hare, but he still didn't give up. And even when the hare was speaking so rough to him and so negatively, didn't bother. He didn't give up. And most importantly, I would say the tortoise kept going. This is so important. This is like so going with our character trait about persevering. So when and he didn't cheat, because I think that's a powerful thing too. Because sometimes people like to take the easy way out. And my thing is like, why take the easy way out? Actually go through the best way you can. Do it the best way you can. Learn from it, grow from it, and then, hey, you'll achieve your goal. So I'm going to actually go back because I want to show you something. I want you to reflect on this week. If you like, this scenario is all about if you were planning on winning the race, what would you planning on being? How would you accomplish your goal? Maybe something about this week, going with what you're having to go through, with your schoolwork that your teacher's been giving you, or something at home that's been challenging for you. What would your plan be to accomplish maybe some goal that you have this week if you're having a rough time? So this is all about this is all related to what we're learning this week about making a goal and actually starting a plan and making a plan and putting it to action. Okay? So I'm going to keep going because I'm going to break down on setting goals and making a plan. And I want you to help me figure out if these are good to help when you're making goals and setting plans or bad things. So the bad things, we're going to color it brown like the hare. The green, the good things that are like, yes, Miss Wright, this is going to help you, make a goal and make a plan. We're going to color it green. Okay. So I'm going to read one by one. So these all have to do with setting a goal and making a plan on paper. I'm a big person about that. I know you can't see inside my stepson's room office, but there's times where I have to really write things down, because if I'm going to hold myself accountable and say this is what I want to do, I want to make sure that I can see it and make sure that I have a plan. So let's see. If this animal wrote down what time every day he would stretch and exercise. So would this be a brown or a green? If it's green, that means like Miss Right. Yes, this helps with setting a goal and making a plan. If an animal or if the hare or the tortoise wrote down what time every day he would stretch and exercise. Or would it be, brown would be bad. Like it's not helpful at all. Green would be like good. Yes, that would help. What do y'all think? I think, in my opinion, I think this would be green. Because if you're writing out every day when you're stretch or exercise, and then actually I would say that I would hope that the tortoise is doing that, then yes, that's helping with your goal. Let's see. This animal, we don't know which one, wrote down the healthy food you would eat every day. So think about that. If you were the animal and you're about to get ready for a big race, would writing down healthy food you would eat every day be helpful to setting a goal and making a plan on paper? Yay or nay? Yay? Okay. All right. I would say yes. Because if you're eating chips all day or if you're eating chocolate all day, that would kind of slow you down. Coach Orlando would tell you that is not a good 5210. That would actually slow you down. Let's look at this one. This animal did not set any goal or write down any plan. Would that be green or brown? I think, what y'all think? Brown. Yeah, buddy. It's going to help you. Not writing down anything, sorry. It's not helpful. I mean, some people don't do it, but I'm just saying it's not really going to help you make your plan into action. All right. So this has to do with when you're planning your goal. Let's look over here. Tell someone about your plan and get that person's help. So that's important. So let's see how these animals do it. This animal asked his friend squirrel to run the racetrack to look for problems. Well, is he telling someone? Yes, he's telling his friend squirrel. And he asked his friend squirrel to run the racetrack. So, yes, you're getting that person's help. So I'm going to say that's green. Okay. What about this one? This animal did not ask anybody to help him plan. Well, if you're not asking for help, what do y'all think? Yeah. You're not telling someone and you're not getting the help. So, yeah, brown. What about this one? This animal asked duck to reward him every time he got 1 second faster. So did he tell someone? Yes. Is he getting someone to help him? Yes, because the duck is going to reward him every time he gets a second faster so it can help him be better. That's what friends are for, my people. All right, so we're going to color this one green. And if you get them right, say woo woo. All right, so this one. Put the plan. Oops. Went too fast. That's right. Go back to your screen. Put the plan into action. Woo, I like this. Right? Because we can talk all day. That's why it says talk is cheap. You can talk all day, but you got to put it into action. So now we've talked about setting the goal, making the plan. We talked about telling somebody to get that person to help you. So now you're ready to put it into action. All right. This animal got to bed every night and ate just as he planned. Woo-hoo. Well, if you're going to win a race, and you want to be prepared, obviously you need to go to sleep early. Think about that, especially in school time, right? Want to get things done, we got to go to bed early. We got to prepare for these things. All right, let's look at the next one. This animal talked about lifting weights for the race, but never did. Talked, my friend. About lifting weights, but never did. Y'all are probably shouting at the screen. Nah, you talk all day, but this animal never did it. You talk all day, that's not putting it into action. All right, what about this one? This animal ate a healthy, balanced diet that he had planned with his mother. Ooh. Not only has he got some help, but he's actually doing it. He's ate a healthy, balanced diet. I like that. All right. So we're going to make that green. Looking good so far, huh? Y'all are doing good. Whoop, whoop. All right. Now, Miss Wright, we can go to the next one. All right. So let's go back. So we set a goal. Check. Tell somebody to get the help. Check. Put the plan into action and start practicing it. Check. Now we need to reward ourselves. Look at the process of what's happening. You're making your goal, making your plan, getting somebody to help you. Hey, because who wants to do it by themselves? Then you're starting to practice. Now you got to reward yourself for the small things that you're doing. So let's see what this is about. This animal met his short-term goal of getting 1 second faster each day and rewarded himself with the cookie. Well, I would say that this is really good with going on with their plan. You're probably thinking, well, not if you're eating cookies every day. But I really liked how he's still meeting his short-term goal of getting 1 second faster each day. So each day that he gets a little faster, he rewards himself. Now, probably wouldn't do it with a cookie, but All right, here we go. This animal didn't prepare in small steps. He didn't think he needed to improve. Woo-hoo. How many of y'all know people like that? Where you just think that you're good and that you're just cold-blooded and that you got the moves, you got everything taken care of. Yeah, it's not rewarding yourself in small steps, buddy. Make this one brown. All right, this one. This animal met his short-term goal of getting to bed on time each night and bought himself 2 new pairs of socks. Oh, I like that. Rewarding yourself. Yep. Gotta do the work first. It's like your teachers, right? When they give you incentives in the class, you know why they do that? Because the class has to set a goal, and when you meet that goal and you're practicing it, the teacher will reward you a little bit by a little bit. So let's turn that around. What if it was like that at home? Yeah. All right. This next part is, we're feeling good. We're like, woo, we're getting this right. We're rewarding ourselves. But this is important. Revise your plan if it's not working. So say, for instance, you're putting everything into your plan, but some parts of the plan is like, this is not working. Well, you need to change it. Don't keep doing the same thing. So let's see. This animal found out that running too fast tired him out too soon, and he decided slow and steady wins the race. First of all, I'm going to tell you, the fact that he found out that running was too fast, obviously he knows this plan is not working. So if you continue to run too fast, then you're not going to get to where you need to be. So think about that. Even in your schoolwork, if you're just rushing through it and flying through it, and just like, I'm done, it's not going to be helpful. So I'm going to say that this is really, really good. This is really, really being like a third grader, revising, changing the plan a little bit. He didn't just completely stop. He just changed it. Let's see. This animal found out that eating chocolate before bedtime kept him awake, so he stopped. Smart decisions. You know your body. If it's not healthy and it's not helpful, yep. All right. What about this one? This animal kept making the same mistakes every time and didn't learn from them. Oh, I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and color that green. I know some of y'all are like, what? Yeah, I'm just playing. I just want to see if y'all were paying attention. All right. No. If you keep making the same mistakes and not learning from them, then you're not revising your plan. So yeah, y'all are right. It should be brown. All right. Let's go to the bottom. Okay. All right. So we reward ourselves. We change the plan if it's not working. And then the last thing, you don't quit until you accomplish the goal. I really like this. Motivation. Don't quit. Persevere. Keep pushing. Ms. Wright, what does that look like? Let's see some examples. This animal went to sleep before the job was done. Go to sleep before you can do it, then that's not helpful. You're going to be back at the same thing. What do you think? Wow. Nope. This animal's not going to win. All right, let's look at this one. This animal never stopped following his plan until the goal was accomplished. I would say, hey, never stop. Keep going. All right, let's see. This one is, this animal didn't think he needed to make a plan to meet his goal. Some people feel like this. We just said that. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. Then you have to put it to action. Then you might need to change some things if it didn't work. But if you don't think you need it, it's not very helpful. All right, so boys and girls, you did it. Look at all of this. And you can kind of see the things in brown that wasn't helpful. So let me go back. So the first thing is that you got to set a goal, make the plan on paper. Check. Right. Tell somebody to help you. Get that person to help. Okay. So not asking anyone, that's not going to help, right? All right. Next part. Put the plan into action. Practice. Yes. Practice makes permanent. You got to start putting it into action afterwards. Reward yourself with small steps. I think this is really important. Little bitty steps. Maybe you did an extra problem. Maybe you did an extra few minutes of reading. Maybe you did some extra chores at home, right? Then revise your plan if it's not working. So if it's not working, you got to change it up a little bit. Don't just give up and just say, forget it. Just change some things, okay? And then, let's see. Don't quit until you've accomplished the goal, okay? This is really important. Don't quit until you've accomplished it. It is very well to accomplish goals, but you have to put in the time and effort, and you've got to have that desire to do that. All right, so then, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and make this big again. So look at that. That's what we talked about today. Then we move on to the next one. All right, so we're at the end of the lesson. So this is what I want you to do. We learned a lot. We learned about talk is cheap. You can't just all be about talking. Talking gets you nowhere, just like the hare. Okay, but we know that slow and steady wins the race, like the tortoise, and we know that that comes with not only making a goal, but having a plan. So I want you to think about some type of goal you want to fulfill this week. I would do no more than 3. I would start off with 1, find a piece of paper, write it down, and then I want you to think of one strategy for setting it and following a plan to accomplish it. So what are you going to do to make sure that you can follow that plan? Remember, you still got to ask people for help. You want to reward yourself. We talked about you want to change it up a little bit. If you see it's not working after a couple of days or 2, don't give up and say, oh, this is just crazy. I shouldn't have done this. Miss Wright's just talking. No, slow down. Come back to it. Maybe revise it, change it a little bit. Okay, and to keep going at it. And I know that you can, because that's what it's all about. And so that's what our lesson was about today. Okay, don't just have a lot of talk and a lot of conversation. Actually put some action behind those words that you speak. All right, till the next time. See you later.